So, hello everyone, good morning and welcome to today's class. We will be looking at question paper solving and it would be 3B, right? This will be maths paper 1. And before we start with the questions, there is a small quiz, a very simple quiz based on addition, subtraction, multiplication. Okay, a very simple quiz, just some what should I say, some a small break for you all. You can take it like that. It's a very simple quiz. So quickly join. What are the instructions or the directions? You need to go to Google and then type in joinmyquiz.com. Once you type in that, you will be directed to this link. You have to click on this one, which is for students. Then it will ask for a code. You have to enter this code 750093. That is the code. Okay, 750093. That is the code. Next, you have to enter your name. Once you enter your name, you will be here waiting for other players to join. Okay, let's see how many of you have joined and then begin. Just a minute. Yes, so you all can see around 29 of you have joined and let's start. Okay, 30 of you have joined. So here I'm going to start the quiz. Okay, everyone, all the best. It's a very simple quiz. Others who have not joined, you can still join. Okay, this is the easiest quiz that I could make. Please concentrate, make some time, don't be in a hurry. And please don't give random answers because this is a very simple quiz. Right? This is a quiz which is based on only addition, subtraction. So make sure do the calculation and not just select random answers. Pushpa, Abhay, you're getting wrong answers. Please go slow. Do the calculation. Very good, Pushpa, you're doing. Anil, Gaurav, fantastic. Sakshari, very good. Abhay, doing great. Shailesh, very good. And I think Abhay is on top now. Very good. Pushpa doing well. Ronak doing good. Yes, go slow. Don't give wrong answers. Nisha, you're doing great. Krish, very good. Shivam, very good. Anand, very good. Shubham Tiwari, go slow. Try to get back to right answers. Shifa, go slow. Do the calculations. Aman, Gaurav Manin, very good. You're doing great. Ganesh, Pooja, very good. Nice. Aniket Rai, go slow. You're getting maximum wrong answers. Shifta, go slow. Do the calculations. And let's see, on top 4, there is Shailesh, Swatantra, Adil and Abhay. Okay, so for another 1 minute. Quiz is open for another 1 minute. Questions are really simple. Take your time, don't be in a hurry. For those who have not joined, this is the code 750093. This is the code. Yeah, I see there are 61 players. Ruchita Ansari, very good, doing great. Gaurav, great. Jyoti, Gautam from Tilak Nagar, very good. Okay, Peter, Kajal, Shravani, they have some blank over here, but still we get their names quickly. Yeah, so few of them who got all of them right is Mayank, Saif Ali, then Anvita, Ragini, Ruzda Ansari, very good. Then it's all right, the person with all right, Sana, all right, and yeah, most of you got one wrong, so no worries. Try to get all of them right in the next quiz. Okay, let's quickly look at the questions. Let's take up a quick review of what the questions were, right? So the first question was add 8, 9 and 4. So you just had to add all of them, right? So 8 and 9 makes 17, 17 and 4 makes 21. So 21 was the right answer. Next question was which is the missing number? So 7 plus what makes it 20? The answer was 13, correct? Next question was which is the smallest number? So among these four, the smallest number was 11, right? Next, 8 times 4 that was equals to 32, then 8 times 9 is 72. Next, what comes after 18? So that was 19. What comes between 48 and 50? That was 49, correct? And guess my number name. So this was very interesting question. I have 4 at ones place and 1 at tens place. So 1 at tens place, that means it's 1 and 4. So that is 14. So 14 was the correct answer. Okay. Few of you just saw 4 and 1 and then you just straight away gave answer 441. That's not correct. The correct answer was 14. Okay. 1 is at tens place. That was the reason. Next, this one, this was pretty easy. 20 times 300, that is 6,000. Correct. Which number sentence is wrong? So among these four, which was the wrong one? So 8 plus 5 is 13. That's right. 5 minus 13 is right. 5 plus 8 equals to 13. That was right. This one was wrong. 8 minus 5 is 3 and not 13. Correct. So this was the wrong one. And that was the quiz. All right, students, I hope you enjoyed. Those who participated, congratulations and thank you for trying. Others who didn't, better luck next time. Okay, fine. So what are we going to, which chapters are we going to look at? It is ratio and proportion and linear equation in two variables. These are the only two chapters in your syllabus for semester 2, maths 1. Okay, let's get started and let's look at the first question, everyone. Try to solve answers. Try to solve these problems. Okay, do try with me. All right. So first question is from ratio and proportion. If a upon b equals to 7 upon 3, then find the value of this ratio. Right? How do we begin? We start with looking at the coefficients of a and b. So if you look at the question carefully, there is this 2 next to b. That means we have to multiply 2 with the b and nothing with a, right? So it's simply 1 upon 2. We multiply 1 upon 2 on both the sides. That is the first step. Okay, so multiplying 1 upon 2 on both the sides, what do we get? It's 1 upon 2 times a upon b, that is equals to 1 upon 2 times 7 upon 3. And multiplying, what would you get? That would be a upon 2b equals to, now when you're multiplying the fractions, how do you multiply? Numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator, right? So 1 times 7 is 7 upon 2 times 3, that is 6. Easy. Next we look at the operations. Okay, what is the sign between a and 2b? So on the top you see it's a plus sign and at the bottom you see it's a minus sign. That means it is which property? That's componendo and dividendo, right? The numerator plus denominator and numerator minus denominator, that's componendo dividendo. So what are we doing? Applying componendo dividendo on both the sides. And what do we get? Numerator plus the denominator, denominator is 2b, upon numerator, that is a, minus denominator. What is the denominator? 2b. That is equal to, once again, numerator plus the denominator. So 7 plus 6, numerator minus the denominator. So 7 minus 6. Okay, that's how we apply componendo dividendo. And now just simply do the calculations. So this is a plus 2b upon a minus 2b, that is equals to what? 7 plus 6 is 13 upon 7 minus 6, that's 1. Okay, so answer for this is simply 13. All right, this question will be asked for, like, it can be of 2 marks. So it can be asked for question 2b, all right, or for 2a. Maybe activity based, some boxes will be there, 4 boxes, right? Let us look at next one. Again, this is from the chapter ratio and proportion. How do we begin? Once again, we look at the coefficients, correct? But we know the a and b, they should form a fraction, correct? A is here, b is here. So what should be done first? We will use alternando. Okay, now what is the meaning of alternando? What is the meaning of that? So it's, if there is a numerator and a denominator, and if we apply alternando, it will be, it's like we are equating the numerators and the denominators. Okay, so numerator upon numerator will be equal to denominator upon denominator. So what are we doing? We are applying alternando. What happens? Numerator upon the numerator, so that will be a upon b equals to denominator upon denominator, that will be 3 upon 2. All right, so this is applying alternando. Now next, what do we do? So look at the coefficients. If you look at the coefficients, you will notice that there is a 5 with a, then there is a 3 with b, there is a 7 with a, and there is a 2 with b, isn't it? So what can be done? This is a very nice question actually. So there's a special method to do this. We will divide each term by b. Okay, and let us see what happens when we do that. Correct? When we divide each term, actually, of the question. Okay, actually we divide each term of this question by b. And how will that help us? So just check, if I divide this by b, if I divide this by b, this will become 1, and this a upon b, we will replace this in the question itself. Okay, isn't that nice? So there are some questions where we don't apply componendo dividendo and all those things, where the special type of question like this, where the numbers are not repeating, like usually you see it's like this: 5a plus 3b, 5a minus 3b, or you may see question like 7a plus 2b upon 7a minus 2b. So if the questions, if in the question the coefficients are not same, these coefficients, if they are not same, then this is the method we use, that is divide each term by b. And how that will help? In the question itself we will do substitution, and that will get us the answer. All right, so let's work it out. First thing what we are going to do, we have applied alternando here, and because of that, that is numerator upon numerator, denominator upon denominator, we have got a upon b equals to 3 upon 2. This is equation 1. Okay, and now we are looking at the question. So what is the question? That's 5a plus 3b upon 7a minus 2b. Okay, and what are we doing here? Dividing each term. We are dividing each term by b. Okay, so let me write out that step nicely. Plus 3b the whole upon 7a minus 2b. So just notice we are dividing each term by b, like that. Okay, and what will happen, this b and this b will get crossed out, correct? So I'm going to cross it out with some different color. This b and b gets crossed out. So what are we left with, students? What are we left with? Just check. That will be 5a upon b, that is 5a upon b plus b has got crossed out, so just 3 is left, upon 7a upon b minus bb has get crossed out, so we are left with just 2. Okay, and now concentrate on this question. We are simplifying for this, so equals to, we put the equals to sign here also. And now check, we know a upon b. What is a upon b? That is 3 upon 2. So just replace, or you can say put a upon b equals to 3 upon 2. So we are just replacing the values. And what will that give us? So 5 times a upon b, there is a plus 3 upon 7 times a upon b minus 2. Okay, we are just replacing the values. So 3 upon 2 and here 3 upon 2. And now we just have to simplify this. Okay, how do you simplify? So first part, remember students, always solve this part. Always multiply before addition, correct? So we are going to multiply here. Yeah. So multiplying, what do we get? 5 times 3 upon 2. That will be 5 times 3 upon 2 will be, how do we multiply? Numerator upon numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So 5 threes are 15, 5 threes are 15 upon 2 ones are 2 plus 3 as it is, the whole upon 3 sevens are 21 upon 2 ones are 2 minus 2, like that. Okay, what should be the next step? Now next is, we add this fraction with 3 and we subtract these two fractions, right? So what can be done? This 3 is actually 3 upon 1, this 2 is actually 2 upon 1, correct? Simply cross multiply and solve it. Okay, so what do we get? How do we cross multiply? 1 times 15, that is 15, plus 2 times 3, that is 6 upon 2 ones are 2, correct? How do we multiply? Once again, just check. Butterfly method, 5 times 1, 2 times 3, and 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, if I show it on the other side, how would that look like? 15 upon 2 plus 3 upon 2. Oh, that is 3 upon 1. Just a minute. Yeah, that's 3 upon 1. So how do we multiply? 15 times 1, that is 15. 2 times 3, that is plus 6. And 2 ones are 2, like that. Okay. And then we look at the denominator. So denominator, we have to subtract 21 times 1, that is 21, minus 2 to the 4. The whole upon 2 ones are 2. Okay. And the denominators are same. Just check the denominators. This 2 and this 2 are same. They get crossed out. So what are we left with? 15 plus 6 upon 21 minus 4, correct? So that is 15 plus 6 upon 21 minus 4. Adding, what do we get? That would be 21 upon 21 minus 4, that would be 17. So that's how we get the answer. That's 21 upon 17. Okay. And there is another method to solve this problem. What is that method? So that is the K method, where you can simply do it, by substitution. So it is your choice how you solve this problem. It can also be solved like this: A upon B, that is equals to 3 upon 2, right? We got this part from equation 1. We can simply set it to K. So here you would get A equals to 3 would get A equals to, okay, not like this, just a minute. Yeah, you have this relationship you have A upon 3 equals to B upon 2, which is equals to K. So simply you can say what is A. So A equals to this 3 times K, that is 3K, correct? And B equals to 2 times K, that is 2K. So A can be written as BK, A can be written as 3K and B can be written as 2K. And then you substitute this A equals to BK 3K in this equation, and you simplify to get this answer. You will still get the same answer, that is 21 upon 17. Okay, it's your choice. Whichever method you find easy, you can go with that. All right. Now, this is a easy question. If x upon y equals to 4 upon 5, then find the value of the ratio. So first thing we do here is we look at the, what do you say? We look at this coefficient. So coefficient of x is 4, and the coefficient of y is 1. So we will multiply 4 with x so that we get 4x, and we don't multiply anything to y, correct? So the equation, the statement, the first operation will be multiplying 4 on both sides. Okay, so we are multiplying by 4 on both sides. That would be 4x upon y equals to 4 times 4 will be 16 upon 5. Okay, so what we did, we multiplied 4 on both the sides. Now notice we want 4 minus y upon 4, 4x plus y. So first it is a negative and then it is a positive, right? So that means we have to use componendo dividendo, correct? So now we applying componendo dividendo. And what do we get? That would be numerator plus denominator, that is numerator plus denominator upon numerator minus denominator, which is equals to again 16 plus 5 upon 16 minus 5, right? Adding and subtracting. And now simplifying this, what do we get? So that would equal to 16 plus 5, that's 21 upon 11, right? But look at the question again. Look at the question again carefully. This is a negative sign. Here we see there is a positive sign in the top, correct? So how can we switch the signs? So for that, we have to take reciprocal on both the side, right? Which property is that? Where we can flip the fraction. So it is invertendo, right? So applying invertendo on both the sides, the numerator will become denominator and the denominator will become numerator. So what are we doing? We are applying invertendo on both the sides. And that gives us 4x minus y upon 4x plus y, which is equals to 11 upon 21. Yes, we look at next question, fourth one. Solve this equation. So how do we solve this type of equations? How do we begin? We start with looking for the coefficients, right? So here 10 is there, here 14 is there. This can be 10, this can be 14, right? If we multiply by 2, multiply by 2. Same thing goes here. This is 8, this is 6. If we multiply 2, then what will happen? 2 4s are 8. If we multiply by 2, this will become 2 3s are 6. Correct? So what should be done? We multiply both the sides by 2. And let's see what happens. Okay. So multiply both the sides by 2. And what will that give? That will be 2 times 3x squared plus 5x plus 7 the whole upon 10x plus 14, which is same as 2 times 3x squared plus 4x plus 3 the whole upon 8x plus 6. So what are we doing here? We are multiplying, or rather we are distributing this 2 to all the terms. So 2 times 3x squared, 2 times 4x, 2 times 6, like that. Okay, 2 times 3, that is 6x squared, plus 2 times 5, that is 10x, plus 2 sevens are 14, the whole upon 10x plus 14. This is equal to, the second fraction will be 2 times 3, that is 6x squared, plus 2 times 4, that is 8x, plus 2 times 3, that is 6, the whole upon 8x plus 6. And what will be the next step? Now we have to solve the equation. That means we have to bring x by itself. And how can we bring x by itself? Only if we can reduce this fraction, only if we can decrease the terms, only if we can cross out the terms somehow. So how can we do that? We use which method? We use dividendo, right? How, why dividendo will help? That is numerator minus the denominator upon the denominator as it is. So automatically we are reducing the numerator. Okay, so that is by applying dividendo. So that will be 6x squared plus 10x plus 14 minus 10x plus 14. Okay, what are we doing? We are subtracting because it's dividendo, but be very careful. You have to place the second expression in brackets, correct? Why? Because when we subtract, the signs of each term will change. All right, and we write the denominator as it is, that is 10x plus 14, right? And now notice this is negative sign, so all signs in this bracket will change, correct? Let me draw it out for you. So this would be 6x squared plus 10x plus 14 minus 10x minus 14. Okay, and now we cross out the terms. Before that, we will just write the denominator also. Now combine, so 6x squared is the only term, then plus 10x minus 10x gets crossed out, plus 14 minus 14 gets crossed out. What are we left with? 10x plus 14, right? And in this one also you can see 2 is common, so that will become 2 5s are 10x plus 2 7s are 14, like that. And now we can reduce the fraction. How can we reduce? 2 1s are 2 3s are 6, correct? So what are we left with? We are left with this will be 3x squared upon 5x plus 7. Yeah, and this is just one side. We had to work on the other side as well, correct? What is the other side here? That is this part, correct? That is this side. Okay, so let's simplify the other side now. All right, students, so we are working on the next side also. That is equals to 3x squared plus 4x plus 3 minus the denominator, the whole upon 8x plus 6. This is also 8x plus 6, right? And just a minute, let me write it out once again. So this part, the numerator is 6x squared plus 8x plus 6 minus the denominator, that is 8x plus 6, the whole upon 8x plus 6. And now we can cross out the like terms. Before that, we have to distribute this negative sign, right? So when there is a negative sign outside the bracket, the signs inside the bracket, they change, correct? So this part is equal to 6x squared plus 8x plus 6 minus 8x minus 6, the whole upon 8x plus 6. So what is happening here? The 8x and 8x gets crossed out, the 6 and the 6 gets crossed out. What are we left with? Just 6x square upon, again we can pull out common from here, right? What is the common here? That is 2 times 4 is x plus 3. Okay, that's how we factor it. And now we can again cross out. So 2 ones are 2 threes are 6. So we are left with 3x squared upon 4x plus 3. Now notice something very important. Both the numerators, they have become same. Okay, and in such conditions, when the numerator becomes same, we have to equate it to 0. Okay, because they can be crossed out, and that means that the value of x can be 0 in this case. So that will be 3x squared equals to 0. Therefore, x squared equals to 0 upon 3, which is again a 0, and square root of 0 is also 0, right? So therefore, x can be equal to 0. Okay. So this is one value where we can, cross out both of them. Now we will just solve the fraction. So 1 upon 5x plus 7 equals to 1 upon 4x plus 3. And how can we correct and solve for x? So cross multiplying, what do we get? 1 times 4x plus 3 and 1 times 5x plus 7. So that would be 4x plus 3 equals to 5x plus 7. Now get the x terms on one side. So that will become yes. So that would become x terms on one side plus 5x. That side it will go minus 5x. Instead, we can shift the this 4x to that side. So that would be minus 4x on the other side, and 7 can move to this side. So this will be 7 minus 3 equals to 5x minus 4x. So 7 minus 3 is, sorry, 3 minus 7, that's negative 4, which is equals to x. Okay, 5 minus 4 is 1, and 1x is same as x. So here we have got x equals to minus 4. That is the answer. Okay, so just remember, students, what are we doing here? In this question, we started with looking at the coefficients are almost same. If we multiply by 2, we get same coefficients. So we started with multiplying both the sides by 2, and then we applied we applied dividendo. Why dividendo? So that the numerators, they will decrease. Okay, the number of terms in the numerators decreases to 1. Only we got 6x square and 6x square. That also crossing it out, we got 3x squared and 3x squared. We set it to 0, get one value of x, and the remaining fraction, now for that part we just cross multiply and solve for x. That gives us two values of x. Also put the solution in a nice neat way. So say here, therefore the solutions are, yes, the solution is 0 comma minus 4. That's it. Okay, wasn't that easy? Just practice, practice, and practice. That's all will help you. Ishan, do you have any questions? You can just unmute and speak. Okay, fine. Let us continue. Solve the following equations. Now, how do we begin with this? We either make the y term same or the x term same. In this case, what can be made same easily? That is 3. So we multiply the first equation with 3. Okay. And then we subtract equation 2 from equation 3. So write out the step like this nicely. Multiplying equation 1 by 3. What do we get? We are multiplying each term by 3. Okay, each term. So that will be 3 into 3x, that is 9x, plus 3 into y, that is 3y, equals to 3 times 5, that is equals to 15. This is equation 3. Okay, so yes, and now we have multiplied the first equation by 3. What will be the next step? We subtract equation 2 from equation 3. So we write it out, subtracting equation 2 from 3. And what do we get? That will be, we just write the equations one below the other. That is 9x plus 3y equals to 15 minus 2x minus 3y equals to minus 1. Notice what I did. Notice what I did. I did something interesting. I just checked. I have changed the signs of the second equation directly. Okay, why so? Because we have to subtract the equations. Okay, so this equation changes to minus 2x minus 3y equals to minus 1. Whenever you are subtracting, remember you have to change signs of the bottom row. Okay, and now combine the like terms. So what do we get? 9 minus 2, that's 7x. This plus 3y minus 3y gets crossed out. What are we left with? 15 minus 1, that is equals to 14. So x equals to 14 divided by 7, x equals to 2. And now what are we doing? Once we get the value of x, we substitute it in any one of the equations. Let us use first equation. That is 3x plus y equals to 5. So instead of y, we are going to put 2. Right? So 3 times 2, that is equal to 6. Correct? 6 plus y equals to 5. What is 6 plus? So, okay, y will stay as it is, plus 6 will be that side, that will become minus 6. So we get y equals to minus 1. Okay, that's how we complete the solution. And of course, last step, you need to write the solution in terms of x and y. Correct? So x comma y, this format. We got x equals to 2 and y equals to minus 1. So 2 comma minus 1 is the answer. Okay, let us look at next question. Solve the simultaneous equations. Now, be very careful. Look at the question. This is something we have to change. The first equations, the first two equations in standard form. Right? The standard form is ax plus by plus c equals to 0. But you know how we write it when we are doing the linear equation? We want it in the form, ax plus by plus c equals to 0. That means we have to shift that 15 to other side and plus 2 to the other side. So that will be 3x minus 4y equals to 15. This is equation, we can name it as 3. And same way, here this is y plus x, we can write it as x plus y, that's fine. And plus 2 on that side, it will become minus 2. Okay, this is equation 4. Now what should be the next step? Look at the equations carefully, look at the x terms, look at the y terms. So this will be, what can be done? We can multiply the second equation by 4. Okay, so multiply the second equation by 4. We write out the sentence: multiplying equation 4 by 4. What will happen? 4 times x is 4x, 4 times y is 4y, equals to 4 times minus 2 is minus 8. Okay, we are going to now use equation number 5 and equation number 3. Correct, because we have used question number 4 already, multiplying that. So we are working on question number 3 and equation 3 and 5. Okay, so adding both of them, we will get rid of 4y. Fine. So let's write that out. We are adding, so we are adding equation 3 and 5. Adding equation 3 and 5, what do we get? So that will be 3x minus 4y equals to 15, and other is 4x plus 4y equals to negative 8. Okay, students? All right, what will be the next step? We will add both of these two equations. Plus 4y minus 4y will get crossed out. What are we left with? 4 plus 3, that is 7x equals to 15 minus 8 will be equal to 7, right? And that's how we get x equals to 7 divided by 7, because 7 here is multiplication. It will move to that side, it will become division. So x equals to 7 upon 7, x equals to 1 is the answer. Okay, we don't stop here. We have to find y next, correct? So put x equals to 1 in any one of the equations. Let's use equation 4. So put x equals to 1 in equation 4. X plus y equals to minus 2. What is x? X is 1, correct? And 1 plus y equals to minus 2. So shift this 1 to other side, that will be minus 2 minus 1. So y equals to minus 3. Great. And then we set the solution.
Madhuri madam, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Okay, so students, yes, what we did here is we started with looking at those two equations. We look at the coefficients. Notice the coefficients over here. This is 3 and it is 1 over here, right? So we try to match these two, and that's why we are multiplying equation 2 by 3. And how do you multiply? Multiply 3 to each term. So like that, you multiply 3 to each term of equation 2. With that, we get 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 3y is 9y, and 3 times 8 is 24. This is equation 3. Now, both the signs are same, so 3x plus 3x will give 6x. So we don't add, instead we subtract, right? So subtraction means what? We have to change signs of all the terms in the second row, correct? And plus 3x minus 3x gets crossed out. What are we left with? Minus 5 plus 9, that is 4y, which is equals to 16 minus 25. What will that equal to? That would be 9, right? Yes. I hope everything went well here. Just a minute, let me double check quickly. Yeah, so I can just check everyone over here. Instead of 24, I have written 25 over here. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly replace that. So that was 24. Okay, and 16 minus 24, what do we get? Okay, so that would be minus 8. And then what will be y equals to this plus 4, which to other side, that would be negative 8 over 4. That would be y equals to a negative 2. And the last step is to substitute the value of y in any one of the equation. So put y equals to negative 2 in any one of the equations. Let's use equation 2. Okay, so in equation 2, that is x minus 3y equals to 8. Why did I use this equation only? Because the coefficient of x is 1 over here. Okay, so x minus 3 times minus 2 equals to 8. That would give me x plus 6 equals to 8, and x will be equals to 2. Okay, plus 6 will become minus 6, that will become a 2. So 6 minus minus plus 2, 5 is 10 is 16. Yes, you can always, put these values in any of one of the equations or both of the equations, and you can verify if your answer is correct. Like I did just now, if I put it in the second equation, that is 2 minus 3 times negative 2, this will become plus 6, and that will equal to 8. So this is the second equation is verified. You can always quickly double check your answers. And the last step is to write the solution. So solution equals to what? It is always written in the x comma y pattern, that format. So 2 comma negative 2 is the answer. Okay, I hope everything was clear here. And yes, we have completed today's questions. That was all. And I hope everyone understood everything. Thank you all for joining. Have a nice day.